storm surge would probably take out my my blowout walls on the first level, which when you build as close to the Gulf as we've built, you're not allowed to improve that level other than your foyer to your home. So consequently, we would obviously have some flooding damage on the first level.
You have flood insurance?
But of course, yes, I do have flood insurance. But beyond that, the house is above that level, above a 12-foot level.
Well, we wanted
of course,
to.
Yes,
we know you would send a picture of your house, and we're going to try to get that
beyond that,
up for our viewers to show them what you have to deal with, but we don't have it ready yet. Dave, I'm assuming, are you talking to us via cell phone or a landline?
I'm talking on a landline right now.
All right. Well, hopefully that landline stays intact, and we'll check in with you tomorrow during the show as well, and see how the storm is going for you.
Okay. Very good.
Godspeed and stay safe, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Liz?
All right, we'll be thinking about Dave. Meanwhile, a $15 billion disaster relief package has been signed into law by the president, but it's got some big strings attached, and some Republicans say they're feeling burned. We're going to get an update on the big issues and the big fights brewing on Capitol Hill. But first, we all know it as the happiest place on earth. It makes a rare decision as Hurricane Irma threatens Orlando. Lauren Blanchard is there live. Lauren, is it closed?
Yeah, Liz, that's coming up. Central Florida definitely is a tourism hotspot. I'm Lauren Blanchard. I'll tell you how the theme parks and attractions here are preparing for Irma.
Americans disagree on just about everything. Politics, religion, where to eat dinner. But we can agree on one thing. An IRA backed by gold feels more secure than an IRA backed by paper. Do you really want to build your retirement on paper? Hi, I'm William Devane, and IRAs are a great way to shelter your money. And an IRA backed by gold and silver from Roslyn Capital can give you that extra layer of protection, so your retirement can withstand the troubles of tomorrow. And if you already have an IRA, it's surprisingly easy to roll it over to an IRA backed by gold from Roslyn. You'll see how owning a gold IRA will give you that same sense of security as one of these babies. So ask yourself, are you safe?
Call now to get your free gold, silver, and IRA kits. Call 800-630-8900. 800-630-8900. 800-630-8900.
I wanted to know where my family came from. I did my ancestry DNA. The most shocking result was that I'm 26% Native American. I had no idea. It's opened up a whole new world for me.
Let's dance, Grandma.
You don't let anything keep you sidelined.
Come on.
That's why you drink Ensure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals for the strength and energy to get back to doing what you love. Ensure, always be you.
Tired of food sticking to the pan? You try to scrape it and then you scratch it. You may as well trash it. Not anymore. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Gotham Steel, the newest technology in non-stick cookware made with ceramic and super strong titanium. Stronger than ever before. It's literally like cooking on air. Everything slides right off. This pan makes cooking so easy. Check out this s'mores recipe. Start with chocolate chips, add sweetened condensed milk, marshmallows, and then bake. That's right, use Gotham Steel in the oven to up to 500 degrees. And then look, it slides right out. Delicious. And it's dishwasher safe. Watch, you'd never whisk eggs in a non-stick pan, right? Well, you can with my pan. Use metal and never make a scratch ever. No oil or butter, absolutely no sticking and no scratches. It's amazing. Plus make flavorful flaky salmon and grill steaks to perfection. Look, burnt cheese is a frying pan disaster. Not with my pan, shredded Parmesan, right on the heat. And here's a secret. Shape a bowl for a unique way to serve party dips. Even fire won't damage Gotham Steel. Make steak fajita flambe with ease. No burnt stuck on mess. Just a clean pan and flawless food every time.
Get your 9.5-inch Gotham Steel pan with new titanium ceramic surface for just $19.99. But wait, call now, and through this special TV offer, you can get a second Gotham Steel Thai Ceramic pan free. Just pay separate fee. And we're so sure it'll never stick and never scratch that we're giving you a huge 90-day money-back guarantee. No other pan will give you that. Call now to get your Gotham Steel pan with Ceramic surface and a second pan free. A huge $80 value for $19.99. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-913-4944. That's 1-800-913-4944. Or order online at GothamSteel.com. Again, that's 1-800-913-4944. Order now.
Now you can win $1,000 a day for life from Publishers Clearinghouse.
This is a joke.
It's no joke. It's $1,000 a day for life.
Wow.
$1,000 a day.
Wonderful.
Every day. Day after day. For life.
What a blessing. We're blessed.
Watch your mail or go to PCH.com and enter. That's PCH.com. October 13th, you can win $1,000 a day for life. Enter today.
Well, forecasters, as you know, are closely monitoring Hurricane Irma as after it makes landfall, the storm will likely march up the state, eventually affecting places in central Florida, such as Orlando. That's where we find our own Lauren Blanchard, who is live outside of Disney World. Hi, Lauren.
Yeah, hey Liz, and you can tell folks have already started to head out of town here, even though it is still busy. It's not the usual Orlando traffic that you find outside of Disney World, and we found out the park is shutting down today. It's only the 5th time in its history that it is doing so. Now, the House of Mouse is shutting down its transportation as of 8 p.m. The resort hotels will remain open, though on limited services. Disney says it'll remain closed until Tuesday, and over at Universal Studios, they're also closing tonight at 7 p.m., staying closed until Tuesday, conditions permitting. And at SeaWorld, they want everyone to know that they have a hurricane plan to take care of the animals, but will be shutting down the park starting in just a few hours. And
Don't let car trouble stand in your way. The pros at Monroe offer a free 24-point safety checkup with every visit. Monroe, stay on the road.
This area, now there are thousands stranded at airports all around the state as flights are canceled. And here in Orlando, their vacations have been interrupted by the storm. And one French couple that I was speaking to said they were stuck here for the next 2 to 4 days just trying to figure out what to do with their time because Irma is quickly approaching this area and folks are starting to hunker down. Liz?
All right, Lauren Blanchard with the very latest. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Stay safe.
President Trump and his full cabinet are meeting at Camp David this weekend. He's going to get a full briefing on Irma and the federal response from the acting DHS secretary at the top of the hour. Let's bring in Eliana Johnson, national political reporter for Politico. You have to imagine one of the things that the cabinet is going to be talking about is this deal that the president made over the past couple of days and then signed when he got there on Friday over really the objections of his Treasury Secretary.
I was going to say, I have to wonder if they're going to, if Steve Mnuchin's going to be weighing in on that in front of the full cabinet. Well,
we heard he certainly weighed in the Oval Office, so whether or not he continues his objections, we'll see if we get any reporting on that. Doubt that'll be in the readout. Big picture, though, you've got Hurricane Harvey and the pictures that came in and that were splashed across national media really sort of stunned the nation in a way that we haven't seen in a while. Now you have Hurricane Irma coming. Is the president afforded a lot more political leeway in times like this to make these kinds of deals that before may have had a different impact?
I don't really think so. I think the president is under the microscope right now. He performed pretty well and was extremely engaged, particularly for this president, with Hurricane Harvey, and he appears to be tremendously engaged in the preparations for this next hurricane hitting Florida. The other thing I think is interesting is that this cabinet meeting at Camp David, it's really a retreat, is taking place right now. It's reflective of the fact, I think, that General Kelly, the new chief of staff, feels that the cabinet has been underutilized so far in the administration, and he's really trying, like companies do, have bonding exercises. This is not just a cabinet meeting, but also a bonding exercise for the president and his cabinet. He's pushing the president to rely on his cabinet members more, and so it will be interesting to see if we see that happen more often going forward.
One would imagine there won't be any get-to-know-you ropes lacrosse courses or other types of bonding experiences at Camp David, other than the beautiful scenery out there. Watching video, just so our viewers understand, from a couple of weeks ago when President Trump went down to meet with victims of Hurricane Harvey there at the shelter in Houston, greeting some of the kids as well. So you say President Trump is under a microscope in some ways, and we're seeing the administration sort of put this narrative out there that disaster response, these kinds of large, big presidential moments, play pretty well into the president's strengths. He can act as an executive. FEMA and the military and DHS and everybody else does exactly what he tells them to do. He has a great relationship with both Rick Scott and obviously with Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas. And he seems to embrace that role as the commander-in-chief, the warner-in-chief, and the comforter.
He's relatively strong at these made-for-TV moments. His weakness is at being, I would say, the comforter-in-chief and at showing empathy at big moments like this. That's where we've seen him struggle, but he certainly plays to the cameras and does a relatively good job. And I think what people tend to miss at these things is that the president can't do all that much. These are really, the president's going to Florida or to Texas earlier. They really are television moments, and they're reassurances to the state and to the country that he's active and present, but they're not all that much more than that.
Well, they're also a chance for him to really see the devastation firsthand, for him to show support for the first responders, for him to have the moments that we saw with those kids and interact with people as well. Obviously, there was the knock that he wasn't quite empathetic enough during his first visit to Texas. His second visit to Texas, though, very high marks for those interactions. Eliana, thank you very much for your insights. A lot more political reporting to come out of this. Obviously, now we have the deal on Hurricane Harvey relief. We'll see if there's going to be a deal for Hurricane Irma relief coming up. Thanks so much. Liz?
Although Irma's track has shifted towards the west, there's still plenty of concern in southeast Florida. After the break, we're going to speak with the mayor of Miami Beach as heavy winds begin to lash the city.
What is it you think we do here? Kill people who need to be killed. Exactly.
We got a problem. The nuclear trigger went missing.
Thousands are gonna burn. What do I need to know about this guy?
The enemy dresses like a deer and he kills like a lion. And that's what we gotta do. We just gotta do it better.
American Assassin, rated R, in theaters this Friday.
If you have bad breath and your mouth lacks moisture, you may suffer from dry mouth. Try Biotene, the #1 dentist-recommended dry mouth brand. It's the only leading brand clinically proven to soothe, moisturize, and freshen breath. Try Biotene.
When we moved, we didn't have anything, so we used OfferUp, a free app that let us find awesome things our neighbors were selling. It was a great way to furnish our home and get to know our new city.
Now we have lots of furniture and a lot of new friends, too.
OfferUp is free to use. Find anything you want nearby.
We the people are tired of being surprised with extra monthly fees. We want HD and every box and DVR all included. Because we don't like surprises.
Yeah, it's like changing up the celebrity at the end to someone more handsome and talented.
Really?
And British.
Switch from cable to DirecTV. Get 4 rooms with HD DVR and every box included for $25 a month. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It's the flooring sale you've been waiting for. Empire Today's half-price sale. Get $2,400 of flooring for $1,200. $5,200 for an amazing $2,600. That's half the price of your entire purchase. Shop for carpet, hardwood, tile, vinyl, and laminate right from home and have it professionally installed. Don't miss Empire's half-price sale. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Today.
When you have type 2 diabetes, there's a moment of truth. And now with Victoza, a better moment of proof. Victoza lowers my A1C and blood sugar better than the leading branded pill, which didn't get me to my goal.
Lowers my A1C better than the leading branded injectable, the one I used to take. Victoza lowers blood sugar in 3 ways.
And while it isn't for weight loss,
Victoza may help you lose some weight. Non-insulin Victoza comes in a pen and is taken once a day.
Victoza is not recommended as the first medication to treat diabetes and is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Victoza if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Victoza or any of its ingredients. Stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, or if you develop any allergic symptoms including itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. So stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you have severe pain in your stomach area. Tell your doctor your medical history. Taking Victoza with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. The most common side effects are headache, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting. Side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
Now's the time for a better moment of proof. Ask your doctor about Victoza.
That's right, keep rocking. The SiriusXM free listening event might be over, but you can turn us back on with packages starting at $6.99 a month plus fees. Just visit SiriusXM.com/GetSXM to keep hearing all the things that make you love taking a long way home. So visit SiriusXM.com/GetSXM or call 1-844-479-6669 to turn us back on and up.
Forecasters are watching the track of Hurricane Irma closely, and many are saying residents on the East Coast are not to breathe a sigh of complete relief, especially just not yet. Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine is on the phone now. I assume, Mayor, you would say the same thing to some of your residents, that not quite out of the woods. In fact, you're probably starting to see the situation deteriorate just a little bit.
Absolutely true. We're not even close to being out of the woods right now. We're seeing winds pick up. The seas are picking up. The tidal surge are very, very high right now, the tides. We're seeing some minimal flooding, but we are obviously very concerned. We've invoked a mandatory curfew starting tonight at 8 p.m. till 7 a.m. We do not want any people out, and our city police will be enforcing the curfew. We expect hurricane winds later tonight. You know, these hurricanes, as you know, as unpredictable as Irma is, it could shift on a dime.
Right.
So we must stay vigilant.
I want to ask you, what are the challenges that you're facing now that you weren't facing 24 hours ago, now that we've seen the shift a little bit west, although, like you said, it certainly could shift back east at any moment. And then there's been so much attention on the cranes, the many cranes throughout the city. I want to ask you, what's an update on that situation?
Well, number one, the challenges we're facing now, based on the potential shift, is explaining to people that it could shift back. Also, of course, letting people know that, you know, expect these tides, expect flooding, because these are tremendous tidal surges we could be expecting. So explaining to residents that do not underestimate the situation right now. That's incredibly dangerous. Regarding cranes, we've done everything we could to make sure that any cranes and any of the construction sites in Miami Beach were tied down according to protocol, and everything we could to make sure that any company that had cranes properly secured them per code.
I want you to elaborate on one thing that you mentioned. You mentioned the storm surge. Are you concerned that folks may feel as if the winds are dying down, or there's a break in the winds and they step outside their home and they're complacent, and that's when we really start to see the surge even come up higher? I mean, just because the brunt of the storm may not be hitting exactly where you predicted does not mean that you will not see a storm surge.
Oh, it's absolutely true. This storm is it's massive. It's so huge. It's bigger than the state of Florida. The fact that possibly the actual eye would not be over Miami, which we don't even know yet for sure, it doesn't make a difference. There's hurricane winds that stretch out over the entire area. And, of course, the surge from this thing coming through towards Florida has the potential to be tremendous. So, truthfully, we're not even close. And the hurricane wind forces haven't even come yet. They're going to come later tonight. People have to understand we're just at the beginning of this.
Well, Mayor Philip Levine, we were going to check it. We will be checking with you throughout today, the rest of today, and of course tomorrow. So stay safe. We'll be thinking of you and your first responders as the storm comes closer to the United States. Sir, thank you for joining us.
Great. Thank you.
Live pictures there in Miami Beach, and as we flip to live pictures from Key Largo, you can see just even those 40 miles make a difference in how strong the wind is, how high the waves are. Our coverage continues with how the Florida state government is preparing to help folks once the storm makes landfall.
I have fantastic news for fellow veterans who need money for your family and home. There's a powerful VA benefit that veterans have earned, but many don't even know about it. It's the VA Home Loan Benefit. As a veteran, you're eligible to apply for a refinance loan for up to 100% of your home's value, not just 80% like other loans. That's 100% of what your home is worth today, which could mean you're sitting on a reserve that, if turned into cash, could mean real financial security. The new Day 100 VA loan lets you refinance your mortgage, consolidate your high-rate credit card debt, get cash, and lower your payments an average of $640 a month. New Day will even pay for your appraisal, worth up to $500 or more. So if you need money to take care of your family, use the valuable VA home loan benefit you've earned with your service. Call New Day USA.
Go to newdayusa.com or call 1-855-473-6526.
Hello. Let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
Irma closes in as the deadly storm barrels toward Florida. We're live all day and all night. Stay with America's News Headquarters for continuing coverage.
Is your body storing fat more easily? Do you suffer from a lack of energy? Or the draining side effects of restless sleep? How about an increase in wrinkles and even sagging skin?
Hi, I'm Kim Douglas, and as a beauty expert always on the hunt for the next great breakthrough, when I heard about a youth hormone that was associated with reducing body fat, increasing lean muscle mass, and even reducing the appearance of wrinkles, I just had to learn more. I'm talking about human growth hormone, or HGH, and as early as our mid-20s, our natural production of HGH begins to drop dramatically. Here's the good news. Finally, there's Serovital.
Serovital is the first and only amino acid complex shown in a clinical trial to trigger the body's own natural release of HGH from the pituitary gland and increase mean HGH levels by an astonishing 682%.
HGH has been associated with reducing body fat, reducing the appearance of wrinkles, improving sleep, and even boosting energy. As a doctor and a woman, I am very excited that now I can tell women everywhere about Serovital.
Serovital boosts your HGH naturally and at a fraction of the cost of painful injections. Serovital sells for $99 in stores. But call right now because we're letting as many women as possible try Serovital for 30 days absolutely risk-free. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes and we'll also include free shipping. You owe it to yourself to try Serovital for 30 days. It's absolutely risk-free.
Serovital is a true scientific breakthrough, 20 years in the making.
Get the facts at myserovital.com. Supplies are limited. Call 1-800-698-9230 or go to myserovital.com for your risk-free trial today.
Well, really, all of southern Florida is getting ready for Hurricane Irma's impact, even as far north as Tampa. Joining us on the phone, Richard Corcoran, Speaker of the Florida House. Nice to talk with you, sir. As we watch the track of Irma, it is headed right over Tampa Bay, which is where you live. How do you balance these two things, the responsibility of taking care of your family as this storm comes through, a historic storm comes through, and also your responsibilities to the citizens of Florida who've elected you to look after them and to make sure the state government is working for them? We had Speaker Corcoran, but we may have lost him, which happens in these times. You never know if people like that get phone calls that they have to take in terms of what the
or the service. You never know what
management.
the service is like.
Yeah, live pictures right now as we look to Miami Beach. We've seen the wind and rain bands come in there. Earlier, we had some live pictures of Key Largo, which is about 30 miles south, 30 minutes to an hour south, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on traffic, down from Miami Beach.
Right.
And the power is already out there. and that's now a good couple of hours, 8 to 12 hours before hurricane force winds. Interestingly enough, Monroe County, which is all of the Florida Keys, they've pulled out all the emergency evacuation helicopters. There's no way to fly people out. And as we heard from Phil Keating, this is live pictures from Key West. You can see how dark it is even at 2 in the afternoon Eastern there. Certainly looks like the power's out there. We don't know for sure. But if you looked at a lot of the webcams there's still people wandering around the streets.
No, that's one of the things we heard from Governor Rick Scott. He had a press conference at noon. He was in Winter Park. And he had said, listen, the storm is here. And that if you haven't evacuated, and if you were in evacuation areas that were mandatory, that you needed to stay put at this point. And he had mentioned at that point, which was 2 hours ago, that at least 25,000 people had lost power. And that was when we had learned that the storm surge in some of those western parts of the state could get up to 15 feet. That was the first time that we had heard the number 15. We had heard 8 to 12 from the National Weather Service, but then we had heard the 15. So it is a dire situation that's approaching, certainly as nightfall does.
Yeah, nightfall there in about 6 to 7 hours. We will keep an eye on Key West, Key Largo, also Miami Beach. We anticipate the latest update from the National Hurricane Center in Miami in just a minute. Senior meteorologist Janice Dean also keeping an eye on things. Janice, a couple of hours before landfall, what do we learn from the National Hurricane Center?
I'll have the latest, but very strong language coming from the National Hurricane Center. I will have that update for you when we come back after the break. Stay with us.
Is your personal information already being traded on the dark web?
Find out with Experian. Right now, Experian is offering a one-time dark web scan completely free. Go to Experian.com/scan to see if your information is on the dark web. Then learn how Experian can help protect your identity. Act now to help keep your personal information safe. Get your free dark web scan at Experian.com/scan today.
Hi, Kathy Mitchell here with my new Red Copper 5-Minute Chef. You're gonna love the way this kitchen wonder makes delicious home-cooked food in a flash. Making omelets in a fry pan is time-consuming and such a mess. Well, try this. Place in sausage, peppers, egg, and cheese. Then close the lid. No folding, no flipping, and in just 4 minutes, a delicious, light and fluffy omelet. Designed with 2 deep wells, 5-Minute Chef cooks from the top and bottom. So my homemade corn dogs are done fast and easy. Make fabulous fruit pies in minutes. Infused with pure copper and thanks to anti-scratch technology,